Welcome to Darfield on our latest job, and I just want to go through what's been happening here. I'll fill you in with a bit of details to start with, so I'm just going to tell you a bit of history about this property. What happened was 2008 there were floods in Barnsley, and if you look at it over there, that's where River Dern comes past. We're in drop at Darfield, where hill drops down into the bottom, and these properties were really flooded. They were in sort of five foot of water, something like that, and these have got a subflooring as well. So a lot of because there were loads and loads of flooded properties in Barnsley, there were hundreds and hundreds of contractors came in, and every insurance company did their project different. And I don't know what happened with this one, but I do know a company did it, a proper company, and they fitted the Flood Angel defences. So we've got Flood Angel air bricks and Flood Angel things what fit into the doors. If there's a flood warning, basically you stick it in, and hopefully it'll stop water coming in. There's even a pump. I'll come to that later. But when a property has been flooded, sort of standard procedure is, you take out if it's been flooded bad. So if it's been 5 or 6 foot of water like these were, once water subsides, what you do is you take everything out, all timbers out that were affected, and this property we know because we've had a knock on wall. This plaster were hacked off up to, I think it were 2/3 up to about 1/3 down from ceiling. I think all walls were skimmed as well. Coving might have even come off because that looks quite new. But they've took all plaster off. They've took all timbers out at the floor. Everything's been took out, all electrics and everything. And what you do is you take it all out, you strip wall plaster off, and then you sort of bank dryers in, and then try and get it as dry as you can. Now there's drying companies that'll come in, and what they're looking for, you're wanting a drying certificate off them. So they'll come and they'll take readings, the masonry and things like that, and slab, and if there's a slab, and what you're looking for is you wanting it to be lower than 20% wood moisture content, or wood moisture content equivalent. Once it's below that, then they can issue you a drying certificate, and you're supposed to wait until you get your drying certificate before any reinstatement works goes off. Think what then you're supposed to do is, especially when it's been in 5 foot of water, or I think it's 5 foot of water, it was really high here. So your walls, because it's flood water, it's got contaminants in it, so it'll have contaminated all walls. So what you have to do is you put a coat of a render on with a salt neutralizer, and that'll stop any contaminants coming through. Once you put where you reinstate your plaster and your plaster boards and things like that. What's happened here is, this happened 10 years ago, and the guy selling the property asked me to come down and do him a damp timber report. So I came down and had a look, and we took readings, low level damp, and he told me a bit of history about what had happened. So I said to him, well, I think there'll be a gap all the way around floor, and it's damp air's coming up, and it's getting a bit of low level damp. On this corner, the down pipe is leaking, so this wall, you've got some penetrating damp, but there's a ledge outside as well. So I'll just take you and show you a ledge. You can see gap down here. I mean, look, if you look down there, you've seen on a few other videos I've done, we tend to find that there's always a gap. And what we'll do is when we reinstate it, we'll foam that gap up so you don't get that cold damp air coming up, and then we'll put we're just going to put some plaster on. So A lot of the time you don't need to drill and inject, but we're having to do it out here because this damp-proof course what's in is, you see that you've got this ledge here, on bottom here, so you can see it, you just see it, if you look down. Well, this should have a fillet on. We're going to put a waterproof fillet on it. What's happening is water's, well, if you look up there, you'll see all gutters blocked. So you've got stuff coming down here. You've got a cracks, well, piece missing off at sill, so water's just dripping down wall and there's a crack. So I'm gonna repair that with some Natsem. I'm gonna put a same on that side. I think it might have been a bit of substance. We've got a crack there as well. Them at Flood Angel. Damp course. But what they've done is, you see these little red. These little red caps. That's where it's been drilled and injected at some point. And these ground levels have been raised over time. So that's not 150 mil. So it needs to be a minimum 150 mil off at floor to avoid rainwater splashing back. So we put a new damp course in it. Stuck a new damp course. That'll be pointed, and we're going to put storm dry on that as well. So if it does carry on leaking, it's not going to soak in. This is that what gutter what's. It's not gutter what's leaking, but it should have a kicker on there that faces outwards, and I think young'uns have just bolted it off. When you go round the corner, it's at right height. So that's on outside. So you've been getting some rainwater splashback, penetrating damp. And again, in here, that ground level outside is a bit higher as well, so we're going to sort that out. But again, you've got a massive gap along back wall. This fireplace, there was just one board across here. We've put this little bit of stud work in, so we can, when we stick this board on, we can get a fixing in it. But before that all will just open, and I've just cleared all inside at fire axe. All debris had fallen down. So you've just got low level damp that's damp air that's been blowing up, and it's been affecting bottom boards. But what they've done is they've come in and they've dry lined these walls straight onto brick without putting some kind of waterproof barrier. So what I've done is that we've just said that we're going to take this bottom bit off and then reinstate it. We've drilled and injected on back wall there, and then we're going to seal it. So, do you know what? I forgot my chuffing lead. So I wanted to show this pump. If I can show you it. So they fitted a sump and a pump in here, and you can just see it down here. I'll just turn it down. There we go. So this is your sump and your pump what's been fitted. Now it's a decent pump, and I doubt it's ever worked since 2008 when it was installed. But the depth of this, well, I know how much it is because it's on drawings, 300 millimeters from there to there. And if you just watch what happens when I lift this up, so this kicks in when flood water fills up. But I mean, this sump bit of it is just too small anyway. But when I lift this up, look, so that's top of chamber. Now that should kick in before that gets to there, so it's emptying before flood water, well, any water gets in. But what happens is it goes even further, and it kicks in about there, which is quite high up. So all subfloor would be filled with water before that started working. Now I don't know whether it's been designed to work like that, but the company that has done it all is no longer trading, which is a surprise. And I thought I'd be able to just arm on that. I'm going to have another look at it, but I don't think I can because it's like it's just on a wire. With other ones, they're a solid arm, and you can sometimes adjust turning mechanism, so you can take arm off, turn it a bit, so it'll kick in at certain distances. Other things. I mean, it's just a lot of bridging, so it's all just bridged all over. But we're going to reinstate it. I mean, customer took all floor up. It was a laminate floor that were down. It gives me a chance to inspect these floorboards, but they're all right. There's no beetle infestation or all like that. So that's today's job. I think I mean, this wall as well. They're supposed to have took all original render off, and there was some bonding. So you've got like bonding plaster, which were in here, down here. The original plaster still left on round sockets. It looks like it's had a sand and cement render on at some point, because that's what that is. And there were bits of that left all over. This were all original plaster what were left on, so they'd not even bothered to go round there. So we took that off. But it'll only take us a couple of days to get this back reinstated. So I'm just gonna get on with forming today, and then we'll stick fast system on tomorrow and skim it day after. So that's Damp Sam. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope you've picked something of value up. I'll try and do a few more, and if you've got any questions and things like that you want to ask me about different types of damp, give us a ring. But just one thing I'll say is, other companies are looking at these jobs, and they're saying that it's rising damp, and they're telling them to hack all plaster off all the way around and drill and inject a new damp course. I mean, when it's low level damp like that, all you've got to do is stop that dampness coming up, which is, it's just by sealing it. So you've got damp air in its subfloor, so you can stop that coming up, and then just look for any bits that are bridging. So yeah, I mean, there's no, if you don't know all about it, then, and a company says this is what it is, then you're going to take their word for it. But it's just one of them things in our industry, and we're unfortunately we've got a bad name. But if you give me a ring, I'll sort it out. Right, so that's Damp Sam signing off. Have a great day.